Afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgia here from Allendale's trading floor. It is May 16th, Thursday, and we had an interesting day today in the markets. We kind of opened up, and then we sat there for most of the day. But we're going to go through a couple things like we've done here in the past. We certainly have a weather market, and a lot of guys still continuing to focus on that. So NOAA, the government's weather service, came out with some new weather maps today. And looking at that, this is the 3-month outlook. So June, July, August. They're looking for above average temps for most of the Corn Belt, most of the northern part here with normal temps, but above average temperatures to move in over June, July, and August. But what about the precip? Below average precip out here to the west, but most of the Corn Belt here, we're looking at average precip. They did not change a lot of that. These maps are going to be very important to watch as we get into June. Okay, these maps were the ones that had changed drastically last year, which led to the corn, or to all the markets rallying, looking at more of a drought, and that was the June maps that had changed. So we'll see. We'll take a look at that here next month. And see if they do change. But as of today, this is the way it stands. Now, looking at the noon weather models, yesterday's maps that we saw, we had some 4-inch totals up here in central to southern Minnesota. They lessened those, but they've moved them actually more west into South Dakota, North Dakota. They increased the rain amounts to the north. They decreased the rain amounts here down in the south. But then you look out the 6 to 10 day models. They did move a system down through the south versus up in the north, so they did lower that. So it's like they almost just flip-flopped. The 1 to 5 day model looks like the north will get rain. 6 to 10 day, the southern areas are going to get some moisture as well. And then looking at the extended, the 11 to 15 day models, pretty good totals out west. They did shift some of that rain that was looking for the Midwest here. They did shift that more west for us, and we'll see. These things are changing day to day. That's why it's extremely important that I continue to show you these models as we go through. Now that we've talked about this weather, let's talk about planning progress. That's going to be out on Monday again. Some estimates are coming out talking about Iowa being somewhere close to 70% complete. The average guess for the nation that we've been looking at and hearing is 60 to 65% complete. That's a big jump over last week's 28% complete. But we've had a lot of movement out there. Everyone that we have talked to has planted something in some way, if not complete. So we do continue to hear that. And today, it looks like we've got guys out there again getting some work done, but we do have some rains moving in here tomorrow and through the weekend. So looking at the grains today, corn down about 9 1/4 cents for July, down 7 1/4 for December. Kept the corn under pressure mostly because of this planting pace and the expectation of seeing a big jump come next week. But beans, 14 3/4 cents higher in July, about 7 3/4 higher for November. So a strong day in the beans. And of course, guys asking the question why. We've seen very strong cash markets. They remain to be firm. But you also have a lot of guys that had expected before, if we weren't going to get corn in the ground, what were we going to plant? We were going to plant beans. Well, now we have seen a nice jump for corn. Guys are talking about getting a lot of corn done, if not a little more corn. So beans, this idea of buying corn because we weren't going to get it in the ground and selling beans, now you've got some of that unwinding. But it was a strong day in the beans, and actually we'll take a look at that here in a minute once we get into the charts. But here's a look at corn today. This is old crop corn. We did drop down below some good support at the 645 level. We were able to close down below that, 641.5, but we do have some decent support right below us. This is 639, and if we do end up dropping down below that, it could open up the doors down below that 630 level again, but still a gap above us that we could go up and try to fill yet. Good resistance up around 669 right now, but a little bit weaker trade here today. as I mentioned before, mostly on light volume. So we are selling off here on this light volume. As we talked about the beans, strong day in the beans, up 14 3/4 cents, pushing above resistance now. Your next area of resistance, 14.36 1/4. That's the spike high that we had before that quarterly stock day. And, it's been a while since we've been back at these levels, but we've seen the cash markets remain firm. We found these buyers come back into this into the beans. But as you can tell, we're getting a little bit overbought now. So you do have some good resistance, 14.36, maybe another 9 to 10 cents higher than where we settled here today. If we can close back above that, opens up the door to 14.63.5. And that goes back here into February. So keep an eye on that. But beans look pretty good today. Some of the outside markets, not a big day there, but the dollar dropping back about 22 cents. You've got crude oil that was up about 88 cents today. Stock market up 13 points. So as I mentioned, not a big day as far as some of the outside markets. Cattle down about 15 cents. We did see cash cattle trade 125 in Texas. But box beef once again strong today. Choice up $1.04, 208.99. Was select at 48 cents at 193.23. A big strong day for wholesale beef prices once again. But the big gain in the livestock was in the hogs. $1.22 higher for hogs today after a 76-cent break yesterday. But strong cash markets as well as strong wholesale pork prices keeping the futures markets firm and probably going to remain that way until we see something change. But feel free to give us a call over here. We're here to help you out. You can reach us at 800-262-7538 or check us out on the web at allendale-inc.com. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you a little later. Take care.